CMC, for the people, by the people, and to the people. Citizens movement for change. Oh yes, a new day has come. Yes, a new day has come. Rise up, Liberia. CMC, for the people. CMC, by the people. Let us join our hands together to build a better Liberia. CMC, CMC, for the people. CMC, by the people. Let us join our hands together to build a better Liberia. Equity, national unity, transparency, accountability, social justice, integrity. CMC core values. CMC global. It is a new day for Liberia. It is a new day for the people. Let's all together. Let's all together. It's a unity. Raise up your hands. CMC. The land of liberty, the light of freedom, the love of liberty brought us together. Let's hold together in peace and unity to build a better Liberia. CMC, CMC, for the people. CMC, yes, by the people. Let's hold together in peace and unity to build a better Liberia. CMC, CMC, yes, for the people. CMC, yes, by the people. Let's hold together in peace and unity to build a better Liberia. CMC, yes, 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 the time has come.
In the morning. So I'm here from 5 30 in the morning to 6:20 every day. And so right after they finish closing by 1:30, shut down. Then from there,
Yeah, the Painesville outside the nation's capital. It is a great day. Too many things happening in our country. Coming up very shortly, we join our team of panelists on the program Labrador Insight slash CMC. Come on. So no time. What about this, Dad? How are you?
I'm doing well. It's good to see you and Ansu in the studio today. I'm actually very much interested in what is going on in our country. As you said, there's a lot of things going on, and I'm also looking at yeah, the name tag that you have there, Mr. Gilman and Mr. Nangwe, who will be joining us, as well as other panelists. I'm looking forward to Mr. Smith Toby joining us. Uh, I also have the chair of the USA, CMC USA, Vicky Santolo Zulu. She always joins me here. Um, Mr. Fofana, who is also the youth chair, he always joins me as well. So I see that I'm here alone. Perhaps Asu, you want to come on and tell us? It was just a great day today. I got an opportunity to speak virtually to the team in Monrovia, the CMC team. They were having a meeting because we have a few CNCmers that are visiting Liberia. And it's customary that once they are in the country to be able to go to the headquarters and contribute and also meet their counterparts, the people that they're probably sitting meetings with and work with uh, at least on a monthly basis. Sometimes we do our meeting virtually. So Mr. Namwe and Mr. Gilman and the other CNC members in the country had an opportunity to sit in a meeting today with other members of the on-ground crew. So, and then I was called in to join the meeting, and it was just a really nice occasion. I understand that they'll be having another meeting coming up in the next couple of days or so, where CNC Mers will be there in its entirety. As we can see right now in the studio, Mr. Nangwe, he's joining us. He's been on vacation for a long time. He's always a panelist on this show. He was in Liberia along with Mr. Gilman. They are all leaders in the leadership position of CNC, and they're joining us tonight from Monrovia, so we can talk and when they're ready. Oh, there we go. They are ready. If when they're ready, we can definitely speak to.
Breaking up. Just muted. That's me.
We can hear you, Mr. Kim, Mr. Nami. Just so you know, we can hear both of you. It's very good to see you guys again in the studio. You guys are working hard. You are.
I can hear.
You guys, you look good. You look relaxed. You look like you're on vacation. Are you guys hearing me, Mr. Gilman?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So,
We can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah, then you should try this one.
when you're ready, just give me a clue that you are ready. But if you're just joining us, you know that on this show, Political Insight, we talk about issues that are very important to Liberia. One of the ways that you can determine the difference between other political parties and CNCs is that we are speaking for the Liberian people. We'll discuss issues that matter to the Liberian people. We are not in the business of having a top-heavy government where the rest of our budget goes to recurring salary as opposed to healthcare, agriculture, or education. So we'll be talking about that today. We'll be talking about current issues in our country, and we'll give you some of the news that is involving CMC. So are you guys ready? Mr. Gilman, Mr. Nangbe, you can hear me? Can you give me a thumbs up if you can hear me? Okay, great, great. So, it's so good seeing you guys. Very good seeing you guys in Liberia in the studio. I can tell that you're working. Quite impressive. So, how are you guys doing, by the way? How are you doing?
I'm doing okay. It's good to see you too, Dr. Richardson. It's funny.
I've been out here over 2 weeks now, but I've seen you twice today. That's a good thing.
Yes, 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 yes. How about you, Mr. Gilman? How are you doing?
Thank you very much. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Great,
Good.
great. I'm having a great time here. In the States, we are so far apart. Everything is done by Zoom, by teleconferences. But here, we are actually putting the name to the faces, going to the offices, observing work ethics, those things that are germane to the functioning of a successful political party. So we are glad to be here to observe, uh, for them to also observe what we do, how we do it. And it's been quite an experience to see entering the office and there's nobody there per se beside one or two staff. And then you see them coming in from the field. They are actually working. They're out there from different counties, different divisions, different districts. They are coming in, making their reports and doing that. It is good to see. I'm excited to because we came unannounced. Our first visit, we came unannounced. Nobody knew we were coming. We just showed up, and they were quite a wonderful experience. They treated us as though they have known us. In fact, we fooled the chairman,
The Secretary
the
General.
secretary general.
That's a
Uh,
wicked prayer.
it looks like he has always seen us on screen in suits. So when he saw us, he didn't know who we were. Then he says, and someone introduced us. He said, "Are you kidding me?" I said, "You guys are in disguise." Go ahead.
No, yeah, that's Secretary General Wilfred Bangura.
Mhm.
Shout out to Chairman Yogi. Just as Jerome indicated, uh, he's been very gracious. He's been receiving us unannounced. But today, he started an executive committee meeting, just a meet and greet. And I want to give a shout out to those who joined us today, in addition to Chairman Yogi, Secretary General Bangura. Uh, there was also the Vice Chair for the Women's Auxiliary, Ms. Benta Belete, Mr. Farouk Khanen, the project manager, say he used to live in Philadelphia, but he has just relocated to Liberia. We also met Ms. Henrietta Matar. She one time contested, I think, on the CPP ticket in the last election,
In district number
but
one.
she is now the chairperson for District Number Two, which includes Margivy, Bassa, and Riverside counties. We also met Mr. Harrison Lua, uh, an NPP stalwart who has come aboard to help the team. We also met the National Women's Chair, Ms. Alice Bessa. We also met the Vice Chair for Administration, Ms. Marian Danso Sangari. So, as Jerome indicated, it was an opportunity to meet our colleagues, some of whom and us have been virtually meeting and collaborating, but it was an opportunity to actually meet some of these people in flesh and blood. So, it was a wonderful opportunity today.
Awesome. I'm so happy to hear that you guys met your counterpart. I also happy that you guys spoke about observing, different things like work ethics, mindset, the process in which the party run. So I'm sure we'll be talking about that in our meeting when you guys return. But I just wanted to basically get some understanding. Then you can talk to the Liberian people, and I'm sure that you guys had an opportunity to compare and contrast the lifestyle, the differences, and stuff like that. So in general, we're going to talk about the Liberian people, the situation as you see it. Can you just give us a brief understanding about just the condition in which the Liberians find themselves in, and we'll talk about governance, and we'll talk about mindset and all of that as well. But what are your thoughts about, walking down the street, looking at Liberian, interacting with them, talking to them? Where are we with Liberians?
Well, I will go, and then Jerome will come. I can tell you, there is pervasive hardship in the air, in the faces of the people. You know, you walk the streets everywhere you go. Pretty much, 80% of the people you come into contact with, they're looking at you with some kind of expectation, even if they did nothing for you. It just has become a way of life here. People are helpless. People are struggling. Uh, we understand that the majority of the lower, ladder of the employment here, but government employees to speak, uh, didn't get paid. This was confirmed to me by UP insider, an executive of the UP, although he expressed um disappointment uh, over that. But we heard some of the higher ups got paid, whereas the majority of the rank and file were left to fend for themselves. I can tell you, I was in town on Christmas Day. The streets were empty. Uh, I had to drive to the airport, and I wanted to leave early because I was worried about Christmas Day traffic. There was no traffic at all. So yeah, the hardship is here. I gotta say, the town is a little cleaner. We have to say that, but we are hearing from even some of the UP people that usually this is seasonal. This is what happens around the Christmas, and it happens every year. So um, this is the state of things in town. Um, we're observing, uh, like I indicated. The police are doing much wonderful job um, maintaining the flow of traffic. There's a bottleneck around the area of the ministerial complex where the overpass is supposed to be constructed. But other than that, yeah, other than that, the traffic is flowing very freely.
Yes.
I'll pass it on to Jerome.
Yeah, the town, you when you look in the faces of our folks, most of them are walking around as zombies. Times are hard, really, really hard. And if you live in the States and you have family members, I don't have to tell you, you have received calls for help from everyone. People are desperate, people are destitute, and it's evident in what is happening to our young girls and young boys uh, when when the nation is in a state of war, which is what I would compare this to. The group that suffer the most are women and children, and I find the nation in that same state of mind. Uh, Everybody is a bagger; they are begging. You go down the streets and you meet people who don't know you, never met you before. Expect that at least you will give them something. Uh, Everywhere you turn. So people are losing their dignity for, like I was saying earlier, for a grown man to ask another grown man for $1,
Okay.
a man who has a family to ask another fellow man for $1. That is the depth to which we have sunk. And it is desperation. People are desperate.
Wow.
So those who are in power, those who have the ability or have been appointed or elected to position to alleviate the pains and sufferings of the people, if I were to grade them, I would say they all at this point would be at an F, because it doesn't matter if Victor and I are doing well and all of our neighbors are struggling. I don't know how to go to sleep at night. How do you ride in these big SUVs with your dark windshield and just plowing through the streets? And you see women with these big loads on their head. You can see the neck being compressed.
Yeah.
God.
And they are selling water, they're selling chips. You find 10 young
Maybe
folks.
the entire market is now
Yeah,
worth $5.
it's not even worth
Yeah.
$5. You find young men and women selling gum, chicle, okay?
Amen.
And you can see it in their faces. They are not sedition, they are not unity partisan, they are not CMC, they are just regular Liberians who are trying to make ends meet. So if you have politicians who drive by these people every day, like me, when I'm going, whatever few dollars I change them into dollar bills and I just buy potato chips, just making somebody's day. And
Yes.
if you buy a bag of potato chips from someone, you give them $1,
Yeah.
and you can see the radiance. You can see their faces light up. $1. So
Amen.
this is not politics. This is reality here. We are seeing this every day, and I'm saying, hopefully, it's not because I'm from outside, so I can see better. Then on the other hand, it's like the social psychology of immunity. You have been around it so long that you are immune to seeing it, or sitting in the filth, and you've been there so long you can no longer smell it. So that's
Yes.
what it is. It looks like these people are so accustomed to poverty and disease. So the leaders don't feel it anymore. They don't see it. They just drive by in their syrenes and blinkers, and they're going. And the poor woman with her big thing on her head and water, she has to get out of the way because the big shot car is coming with the blinkers and the escorts, and they just go by. So that
Wow.
is some of the things that we have not gone to any politician's office. We have not made any appointment to see anybody because we wanted to be on the streets and see and talk to people and see what is happening. You go into the market and you get more sellers than buyers.
Oh.
So you talk about Christmas, same thing. We were driving through red light, and you think the guy said it would take us about an hour and a half to get to Mama Point. And when we
Hmm.
came through, we just went right through. He said, something is happening.
Yeah.
We went, and there were no traffic. Nobody bothered us. We went. So
Wow.
that is the economic condition of the country. Uh, that is the bread and butter issue we talk about. It is just
Yes.
saddening that our people are going through this. So the city has been congested. The people are everywhere. We went to Mount Bagley, and the
Mm.
people on that, the traffic on that side, and I thought it was only Monrovia, but the, the overpopulation of the county
Hmm.
it is burgeoning. I mean, we're going to Mount Bagley, we're
Yeah.
going to what the other place, what's the other place before Mount Bagley, all the
Coca
way to,
Factory,
yes, there you go,
Omega
Omega
Junction,
Tower,
Fender
Yes.
Campus,
Findell Campus, all the way. I mean, the people,
Red Light Market.
like people are just trying to
Uh,
make ends meet.
Red Light is a ruckus.
It is.
It's chaos.
Yeah. I'm happy to be hearing from both of you, but at the same time, I'm saddened by the story that you're telling us. There's this theme that one of you mentioned. There's hardship in the air. You can see it on the faces of the people. You know, you can see their physical body structure. Their neck. You can see it in the way how there's lack of traffic. in certain places that you historically would have been a busy place. You saw it during the holiday season. So, people are helpless and they have high expectation because they can look at you guys, right, and tell that you don't belong in Liberia or that you're coming from somewhere and you have little extra money. At least that's what they do to me when I'm in like the country. They can say, well, your skin looks different or something about me. They can tell right away, I guess, to begin the process of asking. But something that you said that I want us to talk about and think about it a little bit. And if you're listening to us Liberians, it's something to think about. I had a little bit of hope, and I don't know why I continue to do this. And the hope was the government insistently told the people and told us that people were getting paid, right? I don't know if you heard that. They said people were paid. There was a press conference about people were paid. Almost everyone in the government were paid. But here I'm hearing you from confidential sources are telling you some people got paid, but majority of the have-nots, okay, or at least some of the have-nots did not get paid,
Thank you.
and that saddens me. That makes me lose hope in this government that we have. In terms of the way that they bring their message to people. So I want to ask you guys. This is not about political party, but it's about your conviction to want a better Liberia. You have seen the country. You've explained to us on air what you've seen. What is that your conviction right now? What what would you like to see differently for our people? You gave me some hints to that, but I want to hear from your mouth. And how are you convicted to bring this this change the trajectory of the people, just this change of our people?
Oh,
And
well, while they are adjusting Victor's earphone here, uh, the only hope that I see, you okay? The only hope that I see
mm-hmm,
is a total paradigm shift. And the Liberian people have to take a leap of faith and do something different. And the reason that I switched over to CMC is Musa Ability's ability to take that leap of faith to say, I believe in humanity. If I treat people well, even if I lose it all, I trust that they will reason with me. If one Liberian is willing to lose it all, to lose everything he has ever worked for or have ever earned, to make Liberia a better place, then who am I to sit on the fence and say, let's see how far you're going to go? The least I can do is say, I saw what I dislike and I decided to do something and I did it. Let me leave that to the consciences of the folks for whom we are working. They are sick and tired as you and I are. And I truly believe that they will begin to work, they will begin to listen. We went somewhere today and we were talking, there were conversations about CMC, and the poor folks didn't know what CMC was, or they knew, oh, that the development people. That was so encouraging. That tells you that these people were not playing politics because they didn't care about the party identification. They only care about what the people were doing for them. So CMC is now known as the development people, the people who are doing something for us. If that doesn't give you hope, I don't know what else would. Because usually it's easy for a Liberian to say, I am a sedition, I'm a Weashan, I'm a unity partisan, I am a CM or whatever. But they never mention politics, they never mention the Monica, they never mention, they only said the development people. That's the CMC group, the development people. So they identify you by what you do for them. And I think at the end, they will appreciate what we are doing. All we have to do is do our part. Everyone has to, it's like a sport team. If you're playing basketball, everybody has a role to play. You are a guard, you are a point guard, you do your thing. You are a shooting guard, you do your thing. If you are a power forward, you do your, but everybody has to do something. And that's why we are in this.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I missed the question. Trying to adjust my microphone. Doug, could you repeat the question, please?
So I was asked, I asked, and thank you, Mr. Gilman, for your response. It was good. Um, I had asked that you guys had, it almost seemed like you kind of seen the hardship in the air. You told us about there were some of the people that you met there just had expectations. Some of them appear helpless. You saw some of the physical terrain, places that you expected to be busy. They were not. Christmas didn't look, like some of the things that you're accustomed to, like, the joyfulness, the shopping, the buyers, and the bargaining that happens. It didn't seem that way to you. Um, and yet and still we have a huge discrepancy between the haves and have not in our country. I wanted to know, what is it that can be done as that their conviction about being a CMCer, how convicted do you feel given what you've seen in the country now to be considered a development person? So how convicted are you given what you've seen in the country?
Well, thank you, Doug. And it is again very troubling. When you drive around the city, and I believe around the country. As a matter of fact, Monterville, tends to present a better picture of life in Liberia, than on the leeward side of the country. But I think what this has done for me personally, and probably for Jerome as well, is to have uh, reinforced uh, my desire to continue to work with the CMC in every way possible, uh, to make sure that the CMC is given that opportunity uh, to be able to be more impactful to our people. I mean, yes, we are undertaking some very crucial development projects for our people, but we think there is more that should be done. And um, coming in country, observing what I see, seeing what we are doing, and looking at what is possible, um, I feel energized. I feel recommitted, and I'm happy that you know uh, I'm placed in the position with an institution that has both the desire and the capacity, you know, to impact our people's lives for the better. I think our people deserve way too much better than they're getting. And um, although I didn't support this government, but I felt they had won, and I was ready, you know, to give them the benefit of the doubt. And I, along with millions of other Liberians, have waited for almost 3 years now. Uh, we don't see any significant change coming down the pipe. And so I think it's obvious now that the third lane is becoming, um, you know, the beacon for our people on the political landscape. And I think that people are getting the message. We will continue to work to let our people know that they do have options. They have an option, especially in the CMC. They don't. It doesn't always have to be either UP or CDC. I think our people are beginning to realize that fact that they need to look to a third lane. And gladly, the CMC is here. We're not shy about letting our people know that we're here to provide them the better option, a third lane that will provide them, an option not to have to choose either CDC or UP.
Yes, thank you. If you just join us, I just want you to take a look at who we have in studio. We have Mr. Gilman and Mr. Name, and you can see it is late in Liberia right now. It is it 1 o'clock right now? I believe, and this is the commitment, and we're talking about conviction to what you believe in, whether you believe in humanity. And I can just, you can tell that these men who had things to do, other obligations, but they are here talking about CMC tonight. um I also want to, just before we go into some of the recent events, which is, you sort of started talking about it, Mr. Gilman, which is what poverty is making our people do, engaging in being vulnerable, rape, and sodomy. But I wanted to speak to the mindset of our Liberian. Is that helpless mindset? The mindset that we are in here, we can't see when things are bad, or if the government is not performing, if the gold mines are not producing what it's supposed to produce to the coffer. We're just here. Can you speak to that mindset? Because I don't want we continue to blame. Yes, we'll blame the government, but what can we do to wake up our people to speak to the mindset that they need to stand up more for their own good and for demand their rights? So I just wanted to ask both you and Mr. Namwe about, is it fair for us to demand that of the people?
To be fair, no.
Yeah.
Our folks, they are exhausted. I mean, you can look into the faces of these
Not
folks.
not getting better, Henry.
They are exhausted. You can see when it comes to politics, they are just waiting to excel. They just want to take a breather.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like the folks say, if you've been burned by hot water before, any water will scare you. So these people have been burned over and over and over. And the good thing about the CMC is that the CMC is not, uh, when honorability goes to these projects, he doesn't ask whether you belong to the CMC. He sees a need and then he intervenes. That that attitude is one that I believe will restore hope in our folks. And when I'm hearing these folks refer to him not as Musability or CMC, but a doer, a man who bring development to them, it says a lot that if we keep doing what we are doing consistently and we stick with the message and we are not in it to compete, we are in it to serve. You can see President Tolber used to use this terminology, something he called gradualism. Uh, small, the Liberian say.
Once more, yeah.
Okay? Gradualism. The folks are now, after 3 years of this government in power, after they have overpromised and underperformed, it is now clear that a new day is dawning in their lives, and we are not here to forsake them. We are not here to start a project and abandon them. Everything that Honorability have started, he had finished. So those of us who are on the ground, we are not talking to politicians. We are not talking to opinion leaders. We are not talking to uh, the big wigs. We are in the trenches. We are at Red Light Market. We are at Gorbachev Market.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in Kirisburg. I was in Firestone. I was in Edina. I was in Buchanan. Or in Kakata.
Upriver.
Uh, I've been all over the place. So I'm actually getting the pulse of the folks. And if I was a bad person, I would say my hope is in the CMC. And we are lucky that we're getting a head start. Somebody mentioned that we're now waiting for election year before we start digging holes and covering holes. Speak about
That was a good one. We're not
Yeah.
waiting for election at the
Yeah.
hole.
No, we're not waiting for elections before we get started. We're starting early. Yeah, I'm sorry, my mic here is.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you.
But
You can
we
hear
hear
me?
is it's
Okay.
I don't know if you
I
could
can't
be
hear
able
you,
to hear
but
us.
my yeah. So I don't have. Go ahead, Jerome. I think
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just,
I think
we were
the
talking about waking up the Liberian
yeah.
people.
Okay,
Like,
thank you.
yeah, you guys will have to
Yeah.
talking about
Okay.
waking up the Liberian people. A lot of times we address the needs of the Liberian people, but what the government is not addressing. Okay, we sometimes just tell them flat out. Like today, they opened the legislature. They went back to work after the break. You know, um, we have our thoughts about what they intend to do in the coming year. But I was thinking about the Liberian people themselves. With all of the hardship, with all the suffering, um, what can we do to bring a wiring of the mindset, like something different? And I get what Mr. Gilman said. He said, he don't want to blame them, but what can we do as consumers or as a group of people?
Yeah. That the CMC in its 9 months, 10 months of existence um, has led the church for speaking out for what that we think this government could have done better. Um, we have uh, made several representations, um, suggestions on how to improve, governance. For instance, how is it that, in spite of everything that's happening around this speaker, how does he go to open, you know, the 56, I believe, legislature? How? How do we allow that? Now, the CMC has taken a position that we have no fish to fry in this ongoing, Speaker brouhaha. Um, we leave it to them. Clearly, a majority of them are now experiencing buyer's remorse. Whatever they'll do with it, it is their business. But it is clear to the Liberian people and the entire world that uh, the legislature uh, is a do nothing legislature if they, especially if they allow this current state of affairs with the speaker to continue. Um, the CMC has made its position clear. We don't think the speaker right now is desirable. We don't think he is fit uh, to hold that office. But we're not going to be party to another shenanigans, another round of shenanigans to remove another speaker. We think it's just been too much instability at the House of Representatives. And when all of this is happening, we think our people are the victims in all this.
Yeah.
They are left, unattended. They are left to wait. But all of these people, they're getting paid while all of this is going on. And so, what should we do? What can we do? Our people can protest the legislature. Our people can get out and do sit-ins. We've always said that you can occupy the legislature and tell Speaker Cohn to recuse himself. He is not fit to be Speaker of the House of Representatives. I mean, it's clear to everybody, you know. The man is socially, morally bankrupt. How can he lead the legislature? Now, this is the man who is supposed to lead a house that is going to debate the decentralization of the port. I mean, the man has no moral backbone. Um, how is he going to call right from wrong? How do we expect him to do that? I think his own personal life is demonstrating to us that he lacks the capacity uh, to call wrong when it is wrong or to call right when it is right. But yet, he is today, as you indicated, he opened the legislature. That he's ready to conduct business. We've heard that he's been passing major decisions without the prescribed quorum. All of these are happening. The CMC has called out most of these things, if not all of them, and will continue to do that. But we need a robust opposition. Um, we need others to join us, and we're stronger together, and that's what we can do. Um, the political leader, we met with him. We had a conversation. The party has issued a statement on where it stands on the removal of the speaker.
Mhm.
Um, we don't think the current speaker is the best fit for the office, but notwithstanding, we will not be used, as cannon fodder to perpetuate, the lawlessness that this government continues to exercise.
Yes.
Removal of Fonatikova was lawlessly done, and it appears to us, even the speaker, as illegitimately as the process was that brought it in. We think if he has to be removed, they should pursue the due process. Do it as prescribed by the law. But having said all of that, um, coming back to what is happening here, I really I marvel at the chaos, the lawlessness that is attending this government. The put decentralization bill, for instance.
Yes.
There's several instances we can cite, but the put decentralization bill, the president made clear um, his position on this bill, on this
Hmm.
process. He forwarded a number of suggestions,
Yes.
and look where we are. It appears the legislature has said, "Let him go to hell. We don't care what he thinks." we are gonna do whatever we can, what is good for us, and apparently they want to go ahead with this bill. Obviously, we're going to reach another impasse because I'm hearing he's not going to sign it. And now what is going to happen? When all of this is going on, as I indicated earlier, it is always our ordinary people who are left to feel the brunt, the bear the brunt, and feel the pain of all of this lawlessness, you know,
Yes, yes.
making this place ungovernable. But I tend to go over and say too much, but I will pass
No,
it back to you.
that's okay. I can, help but to thank you guys, you two, so much. As I'm telling the Liberian people the sacrifice that you are making right now. It is, after 12 o'clock in Liberia, but yet instead you had a long day. You're going through, time change and what have you, but you're still coming in to speak. Thank you. The chair of the USA, Madam Vicky Santula Zulu, just joined us too. We have Mr. Gilman and Mr. Namwe in studio, and they're giving us the stage.
That's what brought me here.
They brought you here, right?
That's what brought me here. I'm not supposed to be on today. I'm like, I
Yes.
need to hear the G's.
Yes, that's the G's, and we're the state of the G's in our country. Let me just take a few minutes because we're transitioning to the conversation, the trending news that's happening in Liberia, which is the rape and sodomization case, the sodomy case in Liberia. I want to just take this time to welcome Cleta Galimata. She's always following us. Cleta, thank you for joining us. Mohammed Ensadoli, he's the leader of the Minnesota chapter. Thank you so much for joining us, Mohammed. There's also another Mohammed Sila who's said good evening. He's following from Swagger Island resident Stephen Tolbert. And we also see Christian Boa is also following us, and he said, good job, guys. Always still blessed. So if you're watching us right now, you're listening to the radio, or you're on social media, please share the show. We are very thankful for you to be here. We know some of you will record the show or put the show on your social media to listen to it later on. But we have Mr. Gilman and Mr. Name, who's in Liberia, and they are here telling us a lot of things that they have observed. One of my interesting, shocking things I would just tell you guys, the discussion on some employees got paid and some did not. It sort of just erode my hope for the Unity Party. For some reason, they made all effort to make us believe that all employees were paid for the holidays. And here it is, I'm selling, and I believe you guys, I'm hearing something completely different. And, it's just sort of erode my little trust that I had. And if you can imagine mine is eroded, I can imagine the people in Liberia, the public trust, what's happening to it, and compounded the fact what you said, Mr. Namwe, that, there's this discrepancy that exists in between who's in charge of our government. When the president veto a bill, the legislature then go add their own, and it passes the bill. Okay, the president then will tell us one thing about. I'm going all the way to the 4-year project. We get 4 different stories about it, and then eventually we do see that there's a tour that's been done where the project is ongoing. We don't know who up to today's date. We don't know how is that project being paid for. But I want to just welcome Victoria Sendulu. You can please feel free to just engage Mr. Namwe and Mr. Gilman. Before we move on to a major topic, I wanted to just read the press release and talk about the recommendations that CMC made when they condemned the recent case of rape and sodomy against the Liberian child. So, Vicky, yeah.
I just want to say Happy New Year to Mr. Gilman and Mr. Namwe. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you.
Yeah, because I actually, Monday is one of my busiest days, and I was not supposed to be here. But then when I saw you guys, I'm like, I got to hurry up and actually get on. So I was excited that you guys are on. all the way from Liberia. You see, those are the sacrifices we make. That's
Yes.
commitment. That's commitment. And I want to applaud you for that. I really, really commend you for that. Thank you so much for being on tonight. And I'm here to hear all the trending news. And I was listening to part of it, but I was busy at the same time. Like, okay, let me just pick chance and get on. So that's what brought me here. Chichi put it brought me here. So thank you again.
So,
Thank you
so
again. Welcome.
let me say thank you to you two beautiful women. And thank you, Madam Chair. Also, we haven't been able to come on, but we've been following you guys, and you do a wonderful job. The kids a banking job. You come on every night. And just to pass on the word from the CMC to our people and around the world. I was in the region, monitor you guys everywhere. You're very clear and loud. So thank you very much. We do appreciate what you do for the CMC. When we sit over there and, we come on at 6:30 Eastern time, or I think 5:30 Minnesota time. I think we take this to be too routine, ordinary, but it's a real big thing. I've run up against people here, who have had some very good things to say about, what has been done over there. And again, it's all for, the good of country through the CMC as the vehicle, and we'll continue to do our part. Having said that, I gotta say here, I saw your little Minnesota, cassava leaves and little Minnesota leaves was there, and we are over here getting the real stuff, Madam Chair, the real
Oh,
organic,
oh,
right?
Yeah. You guys
Yeah,
eat
so,
casali
so
and
you
so
don't got
like
nothing on us over here,
potato
Madam Chair.
green,
yeah,
potato green. Okay, yeah, coming back. You'll be profit.
and they only cook every day, so it's way fresh. Not that we
Yeah.
keep it on in microwave, nothing like that.
Wow. I just
Everything
imagine
fresh. Yeah.
the palm oil in it, fresh in the casali, fresh. And are you guys following the football game as well? The tournament?
Yeah,
Mhm.
yes.
Which one?
The kind of meet first, and then we'll talk about the National Football League that
Uh-huh.
the Eagles have left the state.
That's awesome.
Oh,
I
okay.
know you're in a
I
hurry to
know.
talk about that,
I watch
but
it.
let's
Game
talk about
all
the
the way.
National County Meet.
Yes.
We got in country here, and my friend here, every day he wants us to go watch the county meet, and I keep telling him, they just started wasting. So this day, he's watching the counting meet at his place. I'm at home, and what do we get? Grand Crew comes out and give it to Grand Basso. I think was it 2-0, 3-0? So
Yeah, made medicine.
there you go. But we're having a good time. In fact, during one of the games, we were actually at the sports complex. We
Okay.
had gone to patronize Cadiz restaurant.
Okay.
And so, yeah, we ran right smack into the middle of the whole thing, the tailgating. It's all fun. People are
Oh,
having a good time. In
yeah.
spite of everything that's happening in this country, I think people still try to find a way to recreate. And I
Yes.
think our people they're trying to make the best of the situation here.
Oh,
But I
wow.
think the league is still going on. I think Grand Basso is still in. I think they're still. I mean, I'm just asking.
Mr. Kimber, they still in? Grandpa?
I hear nothing but
We
Grand Basso
we
performance in
we
the county
we
league.
we filed a protest. Nobody they didn't let us score any goals. So we filed a protest.
Yes. So maybe Ansu and Henry will come back later on and just give us a good update because they've been following specifically as to who's winning the last time. I think the last time I saw when Vicky put the Casali up, she was teasing us to say because it
Oh
was
yeah, that I did
and,
that for you.
and GB, Kima and Nimba. She was telling us the Kasawa can produce two different types of food.
Mhm.
That's right.
That's telling us.
It's our family.
Yes, the Gasol family. So she was basically on my case there. But I'm gonna just piggyback a little bit. We'll talk about the training issue in Liberia. Um, the CMC, I want everyone to know because we are very, very mindful and we address the issues that are in Liberia, including this, because a lot of people call and contact me and say, well, the CMC not saying nothing. The CNC, rape happening in the country, CNC not saying nothing. And uh, because we speak about everything, and so they expect us, which is a good thing, to be able to address these issues. But I'm going to read the CMC did have a release out, and I'm just going to read a little bit of it, and I'm also going to go on to our recommendations of what we believe need to happen in our country. So it says a CMC condemns the recent case of rape and sodomy against a Liberian child, calls for full prosecution, accountability, and zero tolerance for sexual violence. That's what the CMC is calling for. 1, prosecution. 2, accountability. 3, zero tolerance for sexual violence. The Citizens Movement for Change expresses deep concern and condemnation following the reported incident of January 8th, 2026, in which a 15-year-old boy was allegedly gang raped by multiple perpetrators, including a senior officer of the National Security Agency, Peter Bonjala, alias Bonjala. While one suspect has been arrested and suspended, others remain at large. We call for the immediate apprehension and full prosecution in accordance with the law. So the press release goes on. There's also actually 1, 2, 3, 4 paragraphs. But in the end, it says that the CMC's, the Citizens Movement for Change, affirms the following. 1, rape and sodomy against children are among the gravest crimes in society. It must be treated with urgency, seriousness, and consistency under the law. 2, no individual is above the law. Position, title, or institutional affiliation must not shield any suspect from investigation or prosecution. 3, full prosecution of all suspects in the January 8 case imperative. And law enforcement must ensure that those at large are apprehended without delay. 4, existing laws must be enforced effectively with a focus of strengthening investigation capacity, forensic services, and timely trial. 5, survivor-centered justice must be prioritized. 5, survivor-centered justice must be prioritized, including access to medical care, psychosocial support, legal assistance, and protection from intimidation or retaliation. 6, and lastly, adequate budgetary allocation and institutional accountability are essential to ending impunity and restoring public trust in the justice system. So those were the things that the CMC affirmed and is calling for a recommendation to our government. My thoughts to you guys. What are you guys thinking? Mr. Gilman, you said when there's hardship in the country, poverty exists, the vulnerable tends to suffer. We are seeing it now. In fact, we've been seeing it. So the CMC is calling for all of these things. We saw that Mr. Bonjala was actually kind of just struck me today. He was taken to court, and he had this smirk on his face that is going on social media. I don't know, smirk or laughter on his face that didn't appear as if he's done something terribly wrong to a child or if he was remorseful for his behavior. So what are you thinking, Mr. Gilman? What are you thinking about this whole situation that is trending in our country?
Well, I talked about the nation being at war
Mm, you did.
with itself, and during times of war, the 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 two victims usually are women and children, and it is self-evident that we do not have a judicial system that holds people accountable. So there's no sense of deterrent. As you can see, I grew up with Bonjala in
Mm,
Staten Island, New York.
mm,
I know him very well. So I'm here not only in shame, but disgusted that we have such a beast within our midst. And if you read the story, it says this child worked as an indentured servant for small pay, clean the house, run errands for them, things of that nature. It was under the pretext that he lured this kid, promising to buy him football boots and money. Not only did he violate the child, but he took the child from his familiar surrounding, took him somewhere totally different, and kept him there for days. So these are the kind of folks that we have among us. Um, you know more about it than I do. Was Bonjala himself a victim at one time? Because we usually find people who are victimized to victimize other folks.
mhm.
So this is a steep culture within this society. And when you have somebody who is morally straight, the Musa ability comes around and making the case. Some of us will say the conversation is making sense. Our argument is making sense that this country is morally bankrupt, is socially decrepit. So it's time for us to sanitize our society and our politics. So it will take men and women of courage. And this is the path that we have taken. And it is based in our faith, our upbringing to get us through. When you listen to a society, when you see, when we are talking about protecting our girls and women, now we are talking about protecting our boys as well. What society is this? Are we cursed?
Mm.
Who in a right mind is going to do something like this? When we were growing up, uh, our mothers would accuse our fathers of maybe flirting with multiple women and stuff like that. That's not the case anymore. We are hearing things that are totally strange to our culture, to our society. Why?
Yeah.
And they are our friends, they are our relatives.
Yeah.
They're doing this. These are predators.
Hmm.
when you go to the courts in the United States, especially the traffic courts, uh, the, the, the perpetrators will say, George gave me, pardon me, this is my first time. And he will say, most likely, it is not your first time. It is your first time being caught.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for Bonjala to have gone to this extent, this is not a behavior of somebody with inexperience in doing this.
Yeah.
Our society and our culture needs to be sanitized.
Yes.
And I'm glad that I'm part of that.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Gimman. Mr. Nangwe,
Yeah.
you heard Mr. Gimman speak about sanitizing our culture. The fact that Mr. Bonchala is uh the brother is that big man in the NSA, almost like assistant to the boss, the man who in charge of NSA, the National Security Agency. And Mr. Bonchala, based on the police charges that I've seen, okay, it is alleged that he gang raped this young boy, and he sodomized him and he raped him. There were three persons, three of them involved. Okay, Bonjala, they caught him. There's two people on the run. And this was not just one time, three times around. Somebody pointed out today, I was on another platform there to say it was usually around the holiday. He started from Thanksgiving, Christmas, and then went towards New Year's Day. What do you make of the fact that this man is at a big man at NSA, and then he goes to court? Like, put those two pictures together. He's smiling. And someone made a contrast between when Bucky Raw went to court or when other people like Thelma Sawyer, Miss Thelma Sawyer, they went to court in handcuff. Okay. But so what do you make of it, Mr. Nangwe?
Well, that you started your introduction prior to Jerome coming on by describing the apparent, smirk on this man's face. Uh, I think he knows that uh, justice will bend towards him. Um, he knows because Bill McGill or Brian McGill, yeah, his case, in spite of everything that was reported, his dad coming on, the medical report tying him to this 14-year-old girl,
Mm-hmm.
all that we heard, the police waited for us to forget some parts of that story, and boom, what do we have? We have an exoneration. I think Bill, Peter Bonjala knows this is what is going to happen in his case. He knows that true justice will not be served, and that's why he's wearing that smirk on his face because he's going to sit somewhere, probably get paid for the time that he served. I think he's been dismissed now, but I'm sure they owe him some money. He's probably going to get that money, and at the end of the day, we're going to have a family traumatized, a young man traumatized probably for life. And we have a perpetrator who will likely be covered, by the system. Why? How do we know this? Because there's evidence, you know, available to us that people who have done similar things that he did uh, have, in most cases, been allowed to walk. Justice has never been served. And so, on this show, on other platforms, um, we raise our voices. We call on the government uh, to set an example that would deter would-be perpetrators. I mean, look in number, right? And it's
Yeah.
my in-laws, I know my cheerleader, I respect, but I think it was the district attorney or somebody,
Mm-hmm.
somebody in authority
Mm-hmm.
was among those who were not just accused, but I think
Justice
convicted.
of the peace.
Yeah, justice of the peace. Thank you. But when and how and where are we going to set an example that this has to stop? I was reading somewhere again. I think today, 10 people convicted,
Yeah.
of rape. I think the Women Justice newspaper they reported that.
Yes.
I guess yes, you
Yes.
know.
Mm-hmm.
So, why do you think Peter Jara would not be, wearing a smirk on his face? Because he knows that nothing's gonna happen to him. Nothing's gonna happen to him. And I'm afraid even before this case moves two more steps, we will get another story of of this inappropriate, unfortunate behavior being perpetrated. And so I think all of these people are being encouraged, if I may use that word, encouraged because the system continues to reward them and fail us and fail the victims. How is it that the police director, I think this man's case is in court, Brian McGill, I believe.
Mm.
Uh,
They exonerated him, like you said.
yeah, how does the police do that? Shouldn't they just present the evidence to the judge? And I don't know that, but it just seems to me that at the end of the day, there is one constant that the perpetrators will use some kind of technicality, and sometimes not even any kind of serious technicality. They just come on and tell blah blah blah, and set them free, and then the poor victims will go, uh, and suffer silently. you know Family will be left in turmoil, you know deeply traumatized, and pay their own medical bills.
Yeah.
This is our reality.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you to both of you. So, Madam Santolo Zulu, we spoke about this before, and you and I have even talked about this offline. The CMC affirmed about 6 counts. Okay, rape and sodomy against children are among the gravest crime in society. And as you heard Mr. Namwe speak as well, that no individual is in essence above the law. But in this case, we see that Mr. Bonjara worked with NSA, and he's having this smile on his face in court because maybe there's something going on there in terms of his position and his title. We're asking for full prosecution of all suspects. We only got one so far. Where are the others? And that's what the CMC is asking for. And they're asking for the law, this one, because we are suspecting that they are not going to implement the law as it is effectively. What do you think? Do you think it is maybe a make believe for the Liberian people to not believe that this man will go through the law will take its course?
Well, that you asked a very good question. Thank you so much. Because I was going to start with that question that you just asked. In fact, according to the release, the press
Mhm,
release from the CMC,
mhm.
what are the other two? If we can come up with one victim,
Yes.
he wasn't caught doing the act. He was caught because his name was mentioned. So the other two, what are the names? And why should the names be uncovered? Why should they bury the names? Why are the names not coming up? because I want to believe that his name, Mr. Jeddah name, was mentioned, and that's how he was cut. So why can't the rest name come out so that they can schedule a rest for them, or they can go looking for them? What happened to them? Even if they are not finding them now, what are the names? Who are those people? Where do they work?
Mm-hmm.
What's the rest of the information? And I know very well that little boy, three person did something to him. He would not just remember one person's name. I understand that it was somebody that he was looking up to as a mentor, maybe.
Yeah.
Though it may sound disappointing, but
Yeah.
yes, I would say mentor.
Mm-hmm.
And then I guess that's some of the reason he was convinced to follow him and believe in him that he was going to give him something, not just because he was materialistic. What are the two? What are the names? Where do they work? Who are they? Why would you hide it? That's one. And I think the release from the CMC just clear a lot of things. Every time the CMC come up with release like this and speak on issues like this, they are just telling you, the Liberian people, when we take office, this is how we're going to handle it. This is what's going to be done. That's just simply what we're telling the Liberian people. In the case of the CMC being in government, those are the steps. Those are the method. This is how we're going to handle these things. So I think the press release kind of just show the kind of movement the CMC is, and what we still believe in, what we fight for, is all about the Liberian people. Okay, the gesture or body language of the alleged. I want to buttress what Mr. Namwe has said. I want to believe that he's thinking in his head that what do you think this is going to go? Maybe it could be part of the smile. And I also want to say sometimes when people laughed, now all laughter is kind of genuine. Some people laugh because they are embarrassed. People laugh because they are nervous. So I would want to say, I would want to add those two. You could be thinking that, what do you think the people think the case will go? This is not going to go there. We're going to manipulate this. It could be that one, but he could be laughing too or smiling because he's nervous. He's embarrassed of what he did. So I would take that. That's not proactive laughter or smile. I will go that way with that smile on your face. And we all know that. We know it's not a pleasure. He's embarrassed. He's ashamed of himself. So yes, I'm with the CMC. Where are the two? Who are they? Where do they live? Where do they work? Who are these people? I don't think they should hide any information about those people. I think they should all be out so we can start searching for them, or they can start looking for them. Concerning if the law is going to take a course, that's the biggest question in the whole entire country. Everybody's asking that question. Is it going to, based on our past experiences and what we see happening with the other minister, he's going to go smiling, nobody pushing his hair, beating him off, nobody throwing his market in the rotten water or something like that, or kicking his market because he's so on the road. This is how the common Liberian people, our citizens, in the street. Because the government says, you shouldn't say, you say, yeah, you go, I'm going to kick your market out. I don't care whether you lose or not. What about the arrest? If somebody break a law or violates, are we supposed to arrest them? The law, nobody is above the law. That is correct. And the CMC said it right. But if somebody violates laws or rules, there is no law will say hurt the person on the spot. Arrest the person, investigate the person. But when our common people do something, according to them, our Liberian people do high. Look at what going on in the country right now. Poor people selling the market, in the name of the government told them to go to move in the marketplaces. They didn't go there. So if the government tell them to do something, they don't do it. Why can't you arrest them? Instead of destroy the markets, disgrace them, and leave them with cry, with tears. While that guy was walking, Mr. Jala walking, laughing, smiling, and nobody pushing his head, nobody kicking his foot.
Mhm.
So the question about whether justice will prevail is the biggest question. We look forward to that,
Yes.
and they better do something.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. So, Mr. Gilman, do you think you know Bonjala, like you said to us, and how he shamed you, and perhaps the rest of the people who know him? Um, do you think that they should be asking Bonjala who the other two perpetrators are, that he should be calling their names so that justice can prevail, uh, or or do they just let it go? What are your thoughts, Mister?
Liberia is a very interesting country. This country is mild in sin. Where are those that were protesting and marching?
Yes,
What's happening to the women's group?
that's right.
What happened to civic society? We know rape is a power. Rape is all about power, and you will never find a less powerful person offending a powerful person.
Mhm.
Bonjala is an old name whose father was a judge in
Oh, really?
Monrovia.
Wow.
So you see what's happening here. He may have been in collusion with other names that may be bigger than his. If there are three major names, they may feel comfortable persecuting the less powerful one. There is no way that the police of all the NSA, can you imagine the NSA,
Mhm.
the largest, the biggest, and the most powerful spy agency in the country, to have people of this magnitude in their services? In a serious country, this guy would have been fired just for being associated with a story of this magnitude.
Correct.
This case, rape, is non-billable.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So here we are. This is the Liberia that we will bequeath to the next generation. We have no moral compass. This country, I don't want to go there, but anyone who has a child should have a sleepless night since this case came about.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
But this is what those that in power, place of authority, this is what they do to the downtrodden, people who have no one to fight and speak for them.
Mhm.
Today, I'm not hearing any of the women's law firms, uh, children's advocate,
Mhm. Ministry of Gender.
nobody. And you wonder, Why did we go to war? Why did we kill over 300,000 of our compatriots? I am speechless. My only hope is in the CMC because I'm talking to men and women who faces you looking and you see genuine commitment, frustration, people who are willing to do anything to see a change. It is a complete tragedy.
Thank you.
This is a deficit in consciousness. We are talking about the monstrosity of the uselessness of a society.
Hmm.
And every block is a church, a mosque, a preacher, uh, a prayer warrior
Is that right?
in this country.
Wow.
Everyone is a preacher. Everyone has a mosque. Everyone has a church. Everywhere in Monrovia. There should
Hmm.
be no sin in this place.
Yes.
Wow.
Where are our Islamic scholars? Where are our Christian folks? Council of churches? Where are they? These are supposed to be the moral fabrics of our society. Where are they? This is our dilemma. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Well said, Mr. Gilman. Mr. Namwe, Mr. Gilman is asking, where are they? Where are the civil society? Where are the mosque members? Where are the members of the church? Where are the pastors? Where are the women? And where are the teachers? Where are the schools? Where's the gender ministry? Where's the government on speaking about rape, the second highest crime according to the United Nations occurrence in our country? And it's increasing. Somebody gave me a statistics. I think they said 2,700 uh, this month since the Unity Party government took office. The statistics is increasing. So how do you respond to that? Where are they? And my second question, which I'm going to ask everybody: should one Jala be identifying the other two perpetrators because we are unsafe? Young boys and girls are unsafe as long as those two people are at large.
Yes.
Yes, where are the you know voices of reason in our community? I think that's a very good question. Uh, and it is easy for us to throw the blame around. All the opposition. They're not doing their job, or they're not holding the government's feet to the fire. But yes, there are things that we are able to do as ordinary citizens, that I think we've just become complicit about in society. Yes, where is the Council of Churches, or where the Interfaith Mediation Committee, or whatever they are today? Where is the civil society, group? Where the social civil society organizations? Where are they? Why aren't they talking? Why aren't they taking up the case for this? For instance, this young girl with Brian McGill, or other such cases.
Mhm.
You know, where the women groups? I mean, they came out here. I think was it what was it? October 7th or something. There, no, they came
Yeah.
out.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then after that, we heard the leadership was fighting over um, incorporation of the gathering. People wanted to personalize, and register this group and begin to run it as an NGO. And unfortunately, this is what we've come to. It is always what is in there for me. Uh, this is what leads us. But yes, where are those critical voices? Why aren't they speaking out? You know, I mean, where the Female Lawyers Association? Where is every voice, organization, a voice of reason in the country? Why aren't we speaking out? The CMC at least has come out uh, to condemn this. Today, I learned there are anywhere between 41 to 43 political parties in the country.
Mm.
Yes, a country of 5 million, where are the rest of them? Why aren't they speaking out? And then the question you're asking, uh, is Mr. Jala going to identify the other two? I would say probably not,
Yes.
because identification of these two will, in one way or the other, mean an admission of guilt, which is not going to do. Two, those people who are eventually going to set him free is going to complicate their life by, bringing in additional people, and then that is going to make it difficult for them to exonerate him, because if he can point out two additional people, he's admitting that this is what they actually did, and these are his accomplices. So I am sure they're going to tell him if he knows what's good for him, he should shut his mouth and sit tight and let us forget this case and move on to the next case. And they will come out, call a brief press conference, and exonerate him. I'm afraid this is what is going to happen. I'm hoping it doesn't, but I think this is what's going to happen.
Thank you. Yeah, you're right. I would have thought that the police was going to use some sort of mechanism, some sort of tactics in their books to be able to uh, squeeze Mr. Bonchala. But you're probably right, because it will be an admission of guilt prior to him being uh, found guilty, if he were to say this. But my question to you, uh, Ms. Santulu Zulu, do you think the charges are enough? Because from what we heard, this 15-year-old boy was lured. That means he was pet talk. He was, fooled
Yes.
to think that they were going to buy him, football jersey and some other things that would make him good on the football field. And like a child who probably enjoys playing football, he fell for it. He went with the perpetrator to his home, where, based on some of the accounts that I'm reading, he were able to identify how the description of where he was raped in detail uh, to the police. That's one of the ways that they're saying that they can hold Bonjala responsible. On the charges, they have gang raped, rape, and then I believe sodomy. That's the three charges that they have for him. We know that after they did their, whatever they did to him, which was nasty, okay, their ungodly behavior towards him, they took him on the beach and dropped him off. And reportedly, maybe some people are saying that maybe he was drugged, and then this is when he started to come back to some realization. He started to recall some of the memory. So, do you think that this should also be charged with attempted murder? Because this, yeah, or whatever charges, because this kid could have died on the beach. If other people were not going to assist him, or if he was not going to find his way home. He was ill. He's still ill. Accounts from the mom said he's in the hospital getting treatment for fluids that are coming out of his body parts. I don't mean to be gruesome here, people, but that's what's happening to him. So, and They only have the rape, gang rape, and sodomy. Do you think they should add other things to
Yeah.
Miss Bonjala?
Yes, I really think so. I don't know why they should just, with considering the age of this boy, 15, not close to 16, not 17, not 18. He's a minor.
Mm-hmm.
It's a raping a baby. So why are they just calling it a rape? That's the first thing I have problem with. Because it's more than that. It's a rape. Adult can be raped. Once whatever the sexual act is not welcome, it's a rape. It's a rape.
Mm-hmm.
But this kid is just everything into it. He's a kid that is not 18, that is on age. He's a man. Touching a man is a way different, a bigger crime than just ordinary rape. So I don't know the law. Don't they have any other name for such a rape that you will actually go and rape a baby? That charge, there should be charge for that, and that charge should be named different. It should be labeled different from the rest. Because just calling it rape and, yeah, you can't just say rape. It's a
Assault.
15-year-old boy. It's a 15-year-old boy. So we should have just called it rape. And I think the charges attempted murder. That was what I was coming with. Yes.
Yeah.
They attempt to murder him. There should be another charge for that.
Mhm.
So I don't
Yeah.
know why they just calling it rape. Settlement, rape. It settlement is actually the act. What went on. But it's a man that was raped. What about that? This is not an ordinary case. It should be bigger than this because it's a man that was raped.
Mm-hmm.
That just added to it to make it big and huge and cruel. It's
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
So I think the charge should be there should be more charges added to this.
Yes.
There should
Yes.
be more. Thank you.
Thank you. And if you actually just listen to us and joining us on, I'm looking at the charge sheet now. They have gang rape, statutory rape, and kidnapping. That's what I didn't mention. I think I just said sodomy, but they have kidnapping, and you are agreeing with me. It should be expanded um, to include perhaps attempted murder, sexual assault,
Assault,
whatever. There's a language.
abuse.
Yes, there's a language they have for uh,
Yeah.
putting object into somebody else. So I don't know. Like you're right, we are not lawyers on this show, but
Mhm.
we are certainly just does not feel okay with this having the charge of gang rape, statutory rape, and kidnapping. So I'm going to throw back the question again, and we have like another 15 more minutes to go. We should next we'll just close, we'll move to closing. But I'm going to throw back the question to you, Mr. Gilman. Do you think they have these charges of gang rape, and kidnapping? Do you think that that should be it?
Oh, I don't have I don't have
Mm-hmm.
the charges before me or the time associated with these charges.
Mm-hmm.
But each of these charges should carry minimum 5 to 10 years in prison. Yes, the idea that they picked him up, drugged him. They didn't even, there are no charges there that I see about that, but yes, and then dropping on the beach, wherever they dropped him, left him to die. That, like you said, that charge should be attempted murder. If you dropped someone and then you don't seek medical help, but
Mm-hmm.
instead drop them on the beach where a person who is drowsy could walk in the water for and get drowned.
Absolutely.
That is a possibility. So yes, I think it should be upgraded or in addition to what they have. Murder, attempted murder should be one of the charges. But this is the Liberia that you have. This is where we are at this point. Um, the primary responsibility of the state is to defend its citizens.
Yes.
If the state cannot defend our children and our women, then are we a state? If you cannot perform the simplest of all, which is to defend and protect, if you cannot do that, then how good are you? Uh, a great leader who have taken to the airway and who has spoken to the nation
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
on the plight of this nation when it comes to rape. This nation, if President Joseph Boakai is looked to as the father of the nation, this father needs to intervene as a father to put his feet down and say, let us have a national conversation. We have an issue, a serious issue.
Mm-hmm.
But whenever something of this magnitude happens, the president was just on the air the other day. Nothing. I think he talks about a county meet, but never something that is considered a national security issue
Mm-hmm.
within the National Security Agency.
Correct.
This is not uh, a janitor or a sweeper or a security guard. We are talking about deputy or an assistant to the director, to the boss. This is what we call proximity to power. And so if Dr. Richardson, you know how it works. Victoria, you know how it works. I know, Victor, you are the school system, you know how it works. If you are accused
Mm-hmm.
just for being in the company, not doing it, but just having a reputation that is incompatible with the
Yeah.
agency for which you work, is ground for termination.
Of course.
We are not talking about being accused of doing it, but just being in the proximity, just being in our area.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the only time that in Liberia they will say, well, let the law take its course. That is pretext for stumping the law. We have to speak the truth. This is how it works.
Yes.
This is how this country. We just saw uh, a man who was accused at the ministry of all places, a man who is in charge of youth, ministry, deputy minister of youth. A child identify him. And the police chief to say he is not guilty. If that is true, there's only one system that is clogged with the authority to find someone guilty or not. That is the court.
Yeah.
The police can say we don't have enough evidence and we're not sending it to court, and that's it. But the police director cannot say he's not guilty. But that's what it is. I know you say we have 15 minutes here. Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
So we
yes.
want to thank you for hosting us.
Thank you. Thank you. I just want to go to Mr. Namwe. Mr. Namwe, there I put out an old text of mine. I'll be quick. And some of the charges that uh listed here for people who engage in such deviant sex with minor include statutory sexual assault, uh involuntary deviant sexual intercourse, uh indecent assault, uh unlawful, you know, extortion of a minor. So there's a whole list of things, but we only got on the charge sheet three things: kidnapping, rape, and gang rape. Do you think he should get more? And he was only suspended, I believe, from his job. You know, our colleague here, Mr. Gilman, said in other country, suspension, you'll be dismissed, not suspended. What are your thoughts? What do you think?
Yeah. Um, I mean, again, I'll go back to the recent case in point with the Ministry of Youth and Sports. It took the president, you know, more than a week or so, because at first they said this gentleman was he had actually taken a leave of absence, of, on his own accord. You know, when the
Mm,
public outrage began to build, before the president, found the courage, and the wisdom to dismiss this man.
mm,
Uh, yeah, I believe this gentleman is still serving his capacity. I haven't been following the news lately since I got in country. It's been crazy. But if I'm right, I don't think he has been dismissed. Like Jerome said, and I agree with him. In other countries, you know, a case of this magnitude, it shouldn't be, still holding a job, you know, yes, let alone the security sector. Um, I mean, I understand due process and all of that, but uh, I think there are provisions for, levels of administrative action. But coming back to your question, yeah, I believe some of the charges that you read out should be included, on this man's charge sheet. From
mm,
what we're hearing, um, apparently this boy was um, he he disarmed this boy using all kinds of um, um, tactics. I think he built confidence. So deception. Extortion. Kind of uh, uh, won this boy's confidence over, kind of by extorting really his goodwill, because he,
mm,
he, he, he built a relationship, we understand, with this kid over time, to the point where the kid considered him a trusted adult. And I understand this kid was on the soccer team, and he promised to buy, I think, soccer boots or something for this kid. And so, yeah, these charges that you read, misrepresentation, extortion, deception, and all of that, I think, yeah, they should be a part of this charge sheet, giving the description of what we're hearing. Um, I hope they will upgrade, this charge sheet to include these charges that you're enumerating. Um, but to come back to the bottom of this whole thing, that, even with all these charges being added, is he going to be found guilty of any one of them? I think this is what really should be the crux of the matter. We can drum up, we can charge him with whatever we want, but are we really going to submit him to a genuine, transparent, uh, judicial process? I think this is what many people are concerned about. I doubt it is going to happen if we are to uh, look back to history. in recent past in other cases. I don't think this man is ever going to face real justice, and I think he's going to walk. They're going to find some kind of jargon to come and explain to us why this man should be exonerated. I heard the police director, he said some of the DNA result is still being studied. How then do you? Yes.
We don't have
So
DNA to show. Just to let you know, they had to send it to. I'm not staying with Brian McGill. They had to send it to Rwanda, but we
yeah,
don't
that
You
have
said we
still
don't have
the investigation is still inconclusive.
correct.
And so how do you exonerate a person like that? Suppose the result come back and it proves negative to your assertion. Then what are you going to do?
Mm-hmm.
and maybe the person fly somewhere else.
Exactly. So and once you play this man exonerated, he can travel and go anywhere. Like Vicky is saying, you
That's
don't have
right.
any reason to stop him now. He can go
Correct.
wherever Yes. So it's really sad state of affairs that we're faced with in our country. People know the right. Sometimes the right is just as clear as day, and yet they will peddle their way at night, and come up with all these, you know, very difficult to explain explanations, and then they will give it to us and we'll take it. That this is what we've always done. They will give it to us and we'll take it, and then we'll go sit down in our corner. And they will ride around in their brand new cars, their AC cars, their best uniform, get the best salary, and we wait on for the next case. It comes up, we express outrage, yeah, yeah. Then they move on to the next case,
Wow.
you know. So,
Exactly.
but thank you all for the opportunity. I
Yes.
think we're almost on the mark. Thank you so much, Doc, Vicky, and
Yes.
also
Yeah.
Andrew, Ansu and Henry in the studio here, Maya from the other,
Yes.
studios. Also, we met Mr. Toby here, Smith's elder brother, Peter, the one I was telling you about.
Yeah. Peter Toby.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, his son works here as one of the
Oh, wow.
yes, one of the technicians. So yeah, and
Oh,
it's a lot they do here. I mean, they're here till 1 o'clock.
It's 1:30 already.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
So,
He's coming back here. I think 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock or so.
wow.
So I
Wow.
just want to appreciate them, and thank them so much for what they do. But thank you very much, Doc. Thank you,
Yes.
Vicky. I'm
I
passing
will.
out the. We'll be talking to you guys again soon.
Thank you. Thank
thank you
you.
so much.
Mr. Gilman, anything you want to say to help us close the show? And then
Oh, we want to thank you for allowing us to be on your show. I know you should be sleeping or doing something else. Thanks to the young folks. They will be back here in 4 hours. It's you gotta be young to do something like that.
yes, you gotta be young.
Thank you very much, Doc, and it's an honor. We will collect more data and we'll pass it
Yes,
on
yes.
as time goes by.
Thank you guys so much, and be safe as you go home.
Be
I
safe.
gotta push you guys a little harder, but I know you're in the country, so
Thank you.
we're
Thank you
okay.
very much.
Be
Bye.
safe. Thank you. So, Vicky, it's you and I here, and we have a minute. Something
And
that I heard from our two CNC merch gentlemen was nobody's saying anything. The president spoke, but he didn't even address this issue. He didn't speak like our uncle, which is just concerning. But I'll let you have the last word. We got one more minute, and then we'll be out of here.
I just want to say that we should. I know Mr. Damwe was saying for everything he said. I know what he's saying. I get it, and he's saying that out of pain. He's saying that out of frustration. But every time he says, "I don't see this happening," I I just get a little emotional. Like, oh, so it's actually true. Is that what going to happen? So I just want to say that CMC and the rest of the citizens of Liberia should actually follow this case so it can be as described as other cases, like, oh, there's nothing going to happen, it's just going to die down, because this is so sad. This is a child. This is a kid. I know there have been a lot of different excuses when it comes to young girls, what they do to young girls, which is not still fair. That, oh, these little kids will tell them, you sit down, you shouldn't let money business, or you shouldn't wear short skirt. Oh, yeah, because she show her tie all the time. What about him, this little boy? What did he show? What did he show to deserve such a treatment? What did he show? Did he wear shopping too? Did he wear busky the kid's skirt? So this is just so sad that I really think that we really, really do need justice. This is not, that take politics aside, that put politics aside. This is not propaganda. Let's see to it that the real justice prevail. Please, Liberian people, follow this case, make some noise, give a loud mouth to it. I ask all the justice agency in Liberia, please, let's keep talking about this, that it gets to somewhere, so that other people will learn from it. So this cannot be our norm. Thank you for watching. Thanks for being here. Share the show. Thank you so much. Our Liberian folks, thank you so much. I appreciate everybody. Thank you, Di.
Thank you. I'll just close by calling your name, and hopefully you'll be able to share the show. I think Kristen Boa, thank you for joining. Patrick Solo, thank you for joining. Rich Henry D. Best, thank you for joining. T. Max Zuckerberg Wule, thank you for joining. We appreciate you, and we look forward to seeing you here again tomorrow. So good night, and have a wonderful, wonderful good morning to you in Liberia. Good night to us in America and other parts of the world, wherever you are. I hope that you have a pleasant time. Thank you, Feki. We'll see you tomorrow. I'll call you.
CMC, for the people, by the people, and to the people. Citizens movement for change. Oh yes, a new day has come. Yes, a new day has come. Rise up Liberia. CMC, for the people. CMC, by the people. Let us join our hands together. By the people, let us join our hands together to build a better Liberia. Equity, national unity, transparency, accountability, social justice, integrity, CMC core values. CMC Global.